brothers and sisters. Guys, you have to excuse me. I'm trying to get my little self together. I will make a quick video. Yes, I do. It's kind of important. I was able to go to the doctor today and get my 6-month checkup or once a year checkup. But before I went to the doctor this morning, and today is September 3rd, 6:04 p.m. But I had a dream early this morning around 10:30. I got up, had the dream, went back to sleep. Then I had my doctor's appointment. But the dream is kind of serious. It's almost like the dream I had when they shut the whole world down and the city was empty. I couldn't recognize my area that I live in. The streets was empty. There was no people. It was the lockdown. I also had the dream where the foreign soldiers had taken over the United States. They was in the parks, they was everywhere. You know, I'm used to the United States military. Most people in the United States, that's what we're used to, the Army, Navy. But there were foreign troops in the United States. That was back in 2015, year of 2015. The lockdown occurred in 2019-20. Now the Lord just gave me a dream this morning concerning Donald Trump. And I want to make this aware, make you guys aware of this dream before it occurs. September the 3rd, you know, we had 9/11, September the 11th. And then we're preparing for the hurricanes to come our way here in the United States. But God gave me this dream this morning about Donald Trump in a big fight, a physical brawl. I don't know if this brawl was in the courtroom or at some rally or whatever, but I'm trying to tell you guys from now, September 3rd, to election November the 5th, there's going to be a major incident around Donald Trump. The Lord showed me a gigantic brawl. A barroom brawl type. The politicians, the courtroom or whatever, they was fighting like cats and dogs in my dream. And Donald Trump jumped up and tried to grab a piece of paper out of another person's hand, and all hell broke loose. They was fighting like cats and dogs. I don't know if it's in the courtroom or at some kind of rally or whatever. But from now, September 3rd, to election time, you're looking at some kind of major disruption getting ready to occur before this election. I mean, it was something that Donald Trump didn't want discovered. And he was trying to grab it out of another person's hand. And I didn't see Kamala Harris, the one that's running for president too. But I kind of saw Joe Biden in the mix somewhere. But the feature star of the production in this dream, I call it a production because, you know, it's all about Hollywood production. The Democrats and the Republicans is nothing but a big show. So they get ready to put on a brawl between Donald Trump and some other people against him. They pitting the two against one another. And I mean, they was fighting like cats and plain pure dogs. Here you have the elephant and the donkey. Represents the Republicans and the Democrats. Democrats, Republicans. And all of a sudden, while they was fighting like cats and dogs, one of the security guards that was in the mix of everything, they was trying to break up the fights, and I mean everybody was in, almost like the Senate or the House of Representatives. They was all fighting like cats and dogs. And all of a sudden the security that was a part, he was in there, they was trying to break the fight up, and he pulled his revolver out and pow! Shot up in the air. Then they kind of calmed down some. That's the only thing stopped them from fighting like cats and dogs. Pow! That security guard shot his gun up in the sky, in the courtroom or the building or whatever they was in. Donald Trump was grabbing some kind of paper out of the other person's hand. He didn't want this person to read that paper before the public. Now listen to me now. Donald Trump is just as bad as Joe Biden's camp. They are all in it together, and this is nothing but one big, giant Hollywood production. I want you all to know this. Donald Trump, they are all in it, just like they staged that January the 6th, storming the Capitol. The Lord gave it to me in a dream. They're getting ready to come up with some more drama. Now, whether they're trying to stop the election, because you know all the presidents are selected anyway. They're all selected anyway. You got me? Now, I don't know if they're trying to stop the election or what, but I went on the AP wire here. APnews.com. And I wonder what is Donald Trump's schedule, upcoming schedule. I know a man arrested at Trump's rally in Pennsylvania wanted to hang a protest banner. That occurred. Donald Trump, before the federal judge, rejects Donald Trump's request to intervene in wake of his hush money conviction. You know, Donald Trump, he's been convicted already for hush money. Democrats rally with striking hotel workers and other unions in Boston. Both sides are arguing and fussing. The latest president campaign begins sprint to election day. A decision on major policy shift on marijuana won't come until after the president's election. Federal workers around the national capital worry over Trump's plan to send some of them elsewhere. And I got to reading all of this, And I went down and I kept on thinking. I said, now what are they trying to stage and why? Harris and Trump offer starkly different visions on climate change. And it all came down to this. Donald Trump moves to halt hush money proceedings. Sentencing after asking federal court to step in. The hush money. You know, Donald Trump has been convicted. I haven't been following any of it. I'm just going by what AP News is saying. I had no clue about he had been convicted of hush money. Then I got down to where Donald Trump's supposed to be having a debate with Kamala Harris. I think it's in October. Some kind of debate. And I said, Lord, what is going on? They are trying their best to stir up everything they can to fool the public. They want to fool the public. They want to fool you all. They putting on this grand show. They building everything up. So all of a sudden they're going to say we cannot go on. Either Donald Trump is going to be sentenced for some kind of fake charge, hush money, all of his lies and fakery, Hollywood production. Either they're going to try to convict him and send him to jail, or during that Harris debate, something is going to jump off between now and November the 5th. God gave me the dream this morning. And I mean, they're going to be physically fighting, throwing blows, just like they're arguing and fussing and fighting in the Senate. All the senators, they just fight like cats and dogs. Either that, or at some kind of rally, or in the courtroom, or whatever. And it took the security guard to pow, shoot his gun off in the middle into the ceiling to keep those idiots from fighting. And it was all a Hollywood stage production. My feeling knows. And cut my music down. I forgot it was on. Now, I forgot my music is on. I'm over talking myself. My notes this morning. September the 3rd, 2024, around 10 a.m. in the morning. Trump fighting dream. I saw them physically fighting, throwing blows, wrestling and tussling with one another. And I didn't see Kamala Harris in the dream. But I kind of seen the old man, the old geezer Biden in the dream. But one of the persons had some kind of paper in his hand. And Trump reaching over there tried to grab the paper out of the person's hand. It was some kind of damaging evidence that they was getting ready to read against Trump. And he was going to stop them from reading it. It was some kind of a courtroom or some kind of convention hall, or it could have been the Senate room or the House of Representatives room or courtroom. It probably was the courtroom because the officers, they carried their weapons in the courtroom, I think. A security guard had to fire his weapon, his handgun, in the air to get the politicians to calm down. It wasn't a street brawl. These were politicians fighting one another. Politicians, you hear me? The ones who you elected, they supposed to take care of you. But it was all staged. It wasn't a citizen storming the Capitol. It was the politicians fighting each other and wrestling. I mean wrestling too. Yes, actual fighting. some kind of letter Trump was trying to pull out of the other person's hand. It had to be an important letter. I didn't see Camellia in the dream. Now you take that to the bank and cash it. Between September the 3rd, 2024 and this election, November the 5th, they're going to come up with some drama. So get your popcorn and potato chips and get your hot dog. Put you some mustard on your hot dog and get ready for this Hollywood production. It's going to be a doozy. I told you they're going to do something. They are tearing the United States down right in our faces. They're making a laughing stock out of the Constitution of the United States. They don't want this country to be successful in any more areas, period. They're getting ready to bring these hurricanes in a couple of more weeks. As soon as this harvest is over with. Harvest time is going on right now, the fall harvest. After that, they're going to bring the hurricanes in. Now they're getting ready to stop this election. The Lord showed me in a dream. And you take this to the bank and cash it too. So your vote never counted anyway. The voting machine's been rigged years ago. You standing up there casting your votes, they already selected people. And they place them in office when they decide to place them in. They can stop an election. They can assassinate a person. They do whatever they want to do. Your new world order. They think they control this whole wide world, but they don't. God does. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. Yes, he do. Now, I want to read one scripture here. One Bible verse. King James Online Bible. The New Covenant. Way back, Jeremiah 31 and 31. Pen this. Behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And that's also including all the Gentiles and all the Jews. Hebrews 8 and 13. In that, he says, a new covenant. The believers, a covenant is a will, a testament. When a person dies, he leaves his will. And when Jesus died on that wicked tree, he left his will. He left us things he wanted us to do. He have made the first old. That old Jewish law is old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Dear believers, we are living in a new day. This is a new covenant. Not a new world order, but a new covenant. You read all the rest of this concerning the new covenant. What is a covenant? What is it all about? And dear believers, hold on to your hat. We get ready to go through something in the next couple of months. History, lies, all kind of lies. They all puppets. They all part of it. From the local government to the federal government, your parliament, all of them. They're all part of the system. They're all part of the system. They love one another and they portray like they hate one another. Arabs, white, black, blue, green, they all in together. They smile in your face, laughing at you. Social engineering your mind. And the Lord showed me, said they're getting ready to fight like cats and dogs on wide world tell a lie. And make you think that they so against one another. You got my dear believers. All right, I'm full of 74 and I ain't got nothing to lie about. I have no reason to lie to you. All I want to do is tell you about my dream, and you can take it or leave it. You got me? So don't you ever let these demons and devils that walk around on two legs mess your mind up. So get your popcorn, get your potato chips, get your hot dog, and get ready for this show, this political brawl, this political show that's heading our way international. Fighting like cats and dogs, the politicians. All right, peace out. God love you, and so do I. Lord, help us, Jesus. Help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. In liberty and justice for all, I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation under God. Ha 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 ha, what a joke. We're going to destroy the United States. We're going to tear it down to a third world country. That's what we're going to do. But God said, I'm in charge of this world. I put a nation in charge, and I can take a nation down when I get ready. I make a leader, and I can tear a leader down. Bye-bye, guys.